Hey y'all, you already know what today is. It's Women's Wednesday. Of course, today we're gonna get into some stats, and then it wouldn't be Women's Wednesday if we didn't get into a little drama. So stick around and let's get into the show. Host Rhea, and I'm back with another episode, guys. If you're new here, welcome in. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. That way you can stay up to date with my content. If you've been here for a while, you've been rocking out with us, make sure you share and like this content. That way I can stay in the algorithm. All right, y'all. You already know what day it is. It's Women's Wednesdays, everybody's favorite day of the week. We'll be getting to stats over here. And then at the end, of course, I pick my Women Crush Wednesday of the week. And this week, we have a little bit more information going on with y'all. Even though, basketball season is over, I'm going to be popping in more frequently. So instead of y'all getting just Women Wednesdays, y'all probably will be getting 2 days out of the week now as far as women's basketball content goes. All right, y'all. So we're just going to hop right into the games that went on over the weekend. So let's get into this first one that happened on Friday. We got the Mystics beating the Sky 83-81. Ariel Atkins had 29 points. Aaliyah Edwards, 16 points, 9 rebounds, and 3 blocks. The team shot 43% from the field, and they shot 26% from the three-point line. And then let's get into what the Sky players did. We got Dana Evans with 14 points, Camila Cardosa with 12 points, and then you had Angel Reese with a double-double, 10 points and 14 rebounds. The team shot 45% from the field and 30% from the three-point line. All right, so let's go ahead and go right to this next game. We got the Lynx beating the Sparks 81-76. Nafisa Collier, 30 points, 6 rebounds, and 8 steals. She was in her bag. 8 steals is crazy. Courtney Williams, 15 points, 10 assists, 8 rebounds, and 4 steals. They had a very good game together. The team shot 49% from the field and 26% from the three-point line. And let's get into these Sparks players. We got Rakia Jackson with 19 points and 10 rebounds. And then we got De'Erica Hamby with 16 points and 11 rebounds. Their team shot 43% from the field and 25% from the three-point line. All right, so let's get into this next game. We got the Sun beating the Wings 85-67. This was a blowout. We got Rachel Benham. I hope I said that name right. 16 points. Dejanay Carrington, she had 14 points. The team shot 44% from the field, and they were 33% from the three-point line. We got Maddie Segrist with 16 points, and then you had Tierra McCowan with a double-double. She had 16 points and 10 rebounds. Their team shot 37% from the field, and they were 6% from the three-point line. That is absolutely terrible. That means they only made 1 3-point shot the whole game. All right, so let's get into this next game. We got the Liberty beating the Aces 90-82. This is a really good game. I tuned in for this one. This is a good game. You got Jonquel Jones with 34 points and 8 rebounds. Sabrina Ionescu, 15 points and 12 assists. The team shot 48% from the field and 42% from the three-point line. And let's get into the Aces players. We got Kelsey Plum with 22 points. And then you got Adria Wilson, her streak coming to an end of scoring at 28 and 10 every week. She had 21 points and 9 rebounds. The team shot 44% from the field and 32% from the three-point line. All right, so let's hop right into this next game. We got the Mercury beating the Storm 87-78. Kalia Copper, 30 points and 6 rebounds. Brittany Griner, 28 points and 9 rebounds. The team shot 50% from the field, and they were 38% from the three. So let's get into the Storm players. We got Nneka Ogwumike. She had a double-double, 15 points and 11 rebounds. And then you got Skylar Diggins-Smith. She had 14 points, 8 assists, and 6 rebounds. Their team shot 38% from the field, and they were 19% from the three-point line. All right, y'all. So we got a few more games to get into. We got the Dream beating the Sparks 87-74. Alicia Gray, she had 25 points. Tina Charles, 20 points and 11 rebounds. She had a double-double. And then the team shot 44% from the field, and they were 40% from the three-point line. Cameron Brink, she had 16 points and 7 rebounds. And then you had Rakia Jackson with 16 points Their team shot 35% from the field, and they were 32% from the three-point line. All right, so let's get into this next game. We got the Lynx beating the Wings 90-78. And I will say, y'all, like, the Lynx have been like quietly winning. Like, they have a really good record right now. They've been quietly doing a thing over there. But we got Kayla McBride with 19 points and 7 assists. Natasha Hademan, I hope I said that right. Or Hademan. She had 17 points, and then the team shot 44% from the field, and they were 36% from the three-point line. Let's get into the wing players. We got Maddie Segrist with 17 points and 7 rebounds, and then you got Uzan with 17 points and 6 assists. The team shot 47% from the field, and they were 41% from the three-point line. All right, y'all, we almost through this whole weekend. They didn't have too many games this week, but they had quite a few. All right, so next game, we had the Suns beating the Sparks 79-70. You had DeWanna Bonner with 16 points and 7 rebounds. Taisha Harris had 14 points, and then the team shot 52% from the field, and they were 40% from the three-point line. Let's get into these Sparks players. We got Ari McDonald. She had 14 points and 7 assists. You had Lee Yuru. I hope I said her name right. She had 11 points, and then the team shot 50% from the field, and they were 35% from the three-point line. All right, y'all, we got 2 more games on here. We're going to get into the rest of the stuff I have for y'all. All right, so we got the Mercury beating the Liberty 99-93. Diana Taurasi, 19 points, 9 rebounds, and 5 assists. That was a really good game for her. Brittany Griner, 19 points and 4 rebounds. And then the team shot 55% from the field, and they were 50% from the three-point line. So that was pretty even. That was good. And then let's get into New York players. We got Breanna Stewart, 28 points, 5 assists, and 5 steals. Stewie was in her bag this day. And then you had Sabrina Ionescu with 19 points, 8 assists, and 7 rebounds. And I want to say something about Serena, because I feel like Serena has been very consistent over these last couple of weeks. She's really coming into her own. It's like she really has found her game this season. She's been playing really, really well. But their team shot 42% from the field, and they were 42% from the three-point line. So they were fairly even. All right. And so the last game of the weekend, well, actually this game was on Sunday, but I saved this game for last because I do want to get into what happened in this game. This is a really good game. But we got the Fever beating the Sky 91-83. This was the most watched game in 23 years in the WNBA. This game brought in 2.25 million viewers. So this is the most watched game that the WNBA has ever had in 23 years, right? So let's get into these stats, and then we're going to get into what I thought about this game. So Caitlyn Clark, she had 23 points, 9 assists, and 8 rebounds. Aaliyah Boston had a double-double. She had 19 points and 14 rebounds. They shot 56% from the field, and they were 44% from the three-point line. And let's get into the Sky players. We got Marina Mabrey with 22 points. Kennedy Carter, 18 points. And then you had Angel Reese with a double-double again. 11 points, 13 rebounds, 4 assists. Their team shot 40% from the field, and they were 41% from the three-point line. All right, y'all. Like I said, I want to get into this game a little bit. So this was a really good game, and this is the Fever second time beating the Sky. They are 2-0 against this quote-unquote rivalry. Everybody, they say they have going on back and forth, but I don't really think it's a rivalry. But anyways, this was a really good game. Like, this game, every time I feel like the Sky and the Fever play, it never goes to like, okay, it didn't live up. Like, this game always live up to the hype. That they both played very, very well on both sides. The Chicago Sky finally made a change within their roster, and not really within their roster, but within their starting lineup. They had Lindsay Allen starting, and then you had Kennedy Carter starting in that lineup. Then you had Dana Evans coming off the bench. I think that lineup so far, it works pretty well, because the lineup that they've been having, like Coach Spoon, she's been, doing all these different changes But I feel like out of all the lineups so far, I feel like this one worked very well. I feel like this is probably one of their best games this year as far as like offensively wise. Like this is probably one of their best games. They play really, really well. But my only beef with the Chicago Sky is they still be starting really, really slow. And then they always get into a lot of foul trouble. And I will say, although the Sky always kind of do be in foul trouble, like this game, the refs had a lot of ticky-tack fouls that I thought was really stupid, honestly. Some of the fouls that was calling didn't make any sense. But let's get into the Fever. I will say the Fever they probably played their best game I've seen them play all year. I'm not gonna lie. They changed up their offense, and I think they might have figured it out, right? First of all, they ran their offense inside out versus outside in. And when I say inside out versus outside in, they ran their offense through Aaliyah Boston, which is something I think they should have been doing. They've been running their offense outside in, pretty much trying to run their offense through Caitlyn Clark, as if Caitlyn Clark was still playing the Iowa, and that was not a recipe for this team. They play better when you can play through your big. A lot of people thought they was going to get their pick and roll going at the beginning of the season. Like I said, they were running their offense like how Caitlyn was running her offense at Iowa, and it wasn't working. But I think they really found the recipe that works, running the offense through Aaliyah Boston. Like I said, Aaliyah Boston, double, 19 points, 14 rebounds. So I think they might have figured out how to run this offense. But like I said, this was a really good game from start to finish on both ends of for what the Fever and the Sky. I feel like they both played a really good game. I feel like, of course, since there's so much hype around it, they're going to play each other hard every time. And they do play each other again this Sunday on the 23rd. So I will be tuned in for that one because I'm pretty sure it's going to be pulling the viewership just like they pulled in on this game. But like I said, this was a really good game from start to finish. Like I said, outside of the little ticky-tack fouls, I feel like both teams, they played fairly well. But like I said, it's just like the Sky, they can't close. You know, sometimes they start really slow. This game, they started they started fairly okay with this game, but I feel like it came down to the end on this game where it was the fouling. It was too many fouls going on, and I feel like the fouls pretty much cost them this game. But like I said, this is a really good game. I ain't gonna lie, I was really impressed by I think her name was Carly Samuelson for the Fever. That girl was in her bag. I ain't gonna lie, that girl was, when I say she was knocking down them threes, she was knocking down every single three that they threw to her. I want to say she was 3 for 4 from the 3-point line, if I'm not mistaken. But Carly Samuelson, she was doing her thing. She was in her bag. But of course, y'all, we got to get into the controversy. Every time it's always going to be something about Caitlyn Clark. And I just think it's so crazy how the media really made a whole segment about a foul. And I already knew in real time when I seen it happen. I was like, man, they're going to run this in the ground. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna run this in the ground. Of course, I wish I had the clip to insert y'all. I'm gonna upgrade my content on y'all once I get a new computer. But if I had the clip, I would insert the clip for y'all. But pretty much what it was, Angel Reese was trying to go for the ball, and the end of her forearm caught Caitlyn Clark's head. And I feel like this was a basketball play. If you watch it from every angle, Angel Reese was definitely going from the ball. You know what I'm saying? I don't think she did it intentionally, but of course, the media gonna do what the media gonna do. They gonna take a small spectacle and make it out of a mountain every single time. Anytime it comes to Angel Reese, since she's already put herself out there as the villain, anytime she does anything, they gonna make it bigger than what it really needs to be. And I just think it's crazy when you got CNN covering a foul. Like, it's quite ridiculous. I feel like the media is kind of like getting out of hand with this Caitlyn Clark stuff. Like, y'all not covering fouls for anybody else, but anytime anything happens to Caitlyn Clark, y'all want to cover it. And at this point, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, it's getting very exhausting. It's getting to the point where it's like, bro, I don't even want to watch the WNBA no more, because they gonna take everything that happens to Caitlyn Clark and make it bigger than what it needs to be. Now, it was one thing if this wasn't a basketball play, then okay, talk about it. But this was definitely a basketball play. So I didn't understand why all the media outlets and every ESPN, CNN, everybody who talk about sports was talking about a common foul. And the only reason why it was upgraded to a flagrant one, because anytime a player gets hit above the shoulders, it has to be a flagrant foul, because at this point they consider it excessive and reckless. But like I said, if you go back and watch that foul, you can clearly see that, you know, it wasn't Angel Reese didn't mean to do it. And then at the end of the game, of course, Caitlyn Clark came out and said, hey, it was a basketball move. So like I said, I wish we can just kill this narrative of every time something happened to Caitlyn Clark, we got to go and we got to talk about it. Because like I said, at this point, it's really getting exhausting. And it's getting to the point where it's making me feel like, bro, I don't even want to watch basketball anymore, because it's not even, at this point, it's not even about basketball anymore. Y'all making it about something totally different outside of basketball. So that's my little 1-2 on that. I ain't gonna speak too much more on that, but I just had to give my little 2 cents on how I felt about that game. But like I said, overall, the game it lived up to the hype. They will be playing again on Sunday, and I will be tuned in. So I'm ready for that game. Right now, like I said, the Fever is 2-0 against the Indiana Sky. So hopefully the Sky go back home. Hopefully they'll get the W against them if they want to keep this quote unquote rivalry going. Like I said, I don't honestly think it's a rivalry, but hey, it is what it is. But all right, y'all. So we're going to get into my favorite part of the show, and I'm pretty sure it's everybody's favorite part of the show. We're going to get into who my Woman Crush Wednesday is this weekend, who my WCW is. All right, so my WCW goes to this week to Courtney Williams. I feel like Courtney Williams have really stepped her game up since she has been at the Minnesota Lynx. And we all know, like, if you've been watching the WNBA, we all know Courtney Williams is a very good player. She's going to have that mid-range game going. And I feel like Courtney has really been a big piece to what her team's success and what they're doing right now. And like I said, every time the Women Crush Wednesday don't have to be about a person having crazy numbers or whatever. And sometimes I pick players based off of impact. So this week, my impact player will have to be Courtney Williams. Like I said, Courtney Williams have really been assisting the ball, rebounding the ball, getting her teammates involved, getting her teammates in the right spots to make her teammates successful. So as you can see, like I said, her numbers ain't crazy for the season. She's averaging 10.5 rebounds a game. 10.5 points a game, 5.2 rebounds, 5.6 assists, and 1.5 steals. So yeah, this is my Women Crush Wednesday of the week. This is Courtney Williams. All right, y'all. So I didn't get to put my titles up here, but we'll just still get into what I want to talk about this week as far as women's basketball. So let's get into some injuries. We got some people coming back, and we have some people going out, and that's going to be out for probably the remaining of the year. So the first one we got Maddie Siegrist of the Dallas Wings. She is going to be out indefinitely with a broken finger that she suffered during the loss against Minnesota. I feel like Maddie Siegrist, this is going to be a major setback for the Dallas Wings, because Maddie has been contributing to this team as far as scoring. She's averaging 14 points, 4.2 rebounds. Like I said, Maddie has been a very big part of this offense, especially with all the injuries that the Dallas Wings have going on right now. Maddie has really stepped up, and she has been scoring, helping Arike Ogumawale. I'm about to say Ogumawale with the scoring. And as you all know, the Dallas Wings have a lot of injuries right now. So with this loss to Maddie, like I said, this is a major setback for them. You still got Satu Sabali, who's still out. They don't know when she's going to come back. And then you still got Jalen Brown. She's still out. And of course, you still got Natasha Howard. She's still out as well. So like I said, this is going to be a major setback for the Dallas Wings with Maddie Seagrass going out with that broken finger. All right, so speaking of injuries, also out with an injury. If you watched the game last night, Cameron Brink suffered a torn ACL in her left knee in the game last night against the Suns. If you go back and watch the replay, it looked like it was a nasty fall. I don't know if the floor was wet or what, but it was a non-contact injury. Cameron had to be carried out of the arena. And most people were saying, oh, it looks like an MCL. But today it was confirmed that Cameron Brink tore her ACL in her left knee. And Cameron Brink was in the running for Rookie of the Year. She averaged 8 points, 5.7 rebounds, and 2.5 blocks. And the 2.5 blocks is up there with, she's tied with Asia Wilson with the most blocks in the WNBA right now. So hopefully Cameron Brink's get back, get well and get back. Because like I said, she was having a fairly good season for a rookie. And so we're going to get into the last injury that I have on my list here. We got Chelsea Gray making her debut tonight. As we all know, Chelsea Gray has been out last season with a foot injury. So Chelsea Gray is back, and she will be in the lineup tonight against the Seattle Storm. I think that game comes on later on tonight, around 9 o'clock. I think 8 Central, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, so I'm pretty sure Chelsea Gray is going to probably be on some minute restriction, and I'm pretty sure the Aces are happy to have Chelsea Gray back because the Aces have been on a losing streak. So I'm pretty sure they'd be happy to have their point guard, aka the point guard, back in the lineup tonight. But all right, y'all, that's all I have as far as the WNBA news this week. Like I said, now that the NBA is over, the finals and stuff, they crowned their champion is over, I can pop in more with more WNBA news. So instead of getting one episode a week, you guys will be getting 2 episodes. All right, y'all. So this is the end of the show. If you like this content, make sure you hit that subscribe button. As always, tell a friend to follow us here on Instagram. On Instagram, this is YouTube. Follow us here on YouTube and on Instagram at polite for what _ podcast. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.